Here I'm going to demonstrate how you inflate and deflate your paddleboard and store it. So you can see this is one of our old paddleboards. We've used this one a lot. It's in a bag. This also doubles as a backpack, and the zipper's broken, so we've had it for 6 years. Anyhow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my bag. I always keep at least one pump in my bag. Set that right there. Then I'm going to pull my paddleboard out of the bag. This is a 10-foot 6-inch paddleboard, 31 inches wide. So the first thing I'm going to do, you can see I have my leash. I'm going to unroll my board. This is the rear end where I'm going to inflate it. This whole process only takes me 5 minutes or so. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the spring. Right now the spring's in because the last thing I did was deflate the board and store it. So now I'm going to turn it clockwise, push down and turn it clockwise until it pops up. I don't know if you can see that, but okay, before I start pumping, I'm going to make sure that this valve is closed. Right now it's in the fully open position because I just deflated it. So to close this valve, I'm going to push down and turn to the right, and it's going to pop up. Watch me. Push down, turn to the right, and see now it's up higher than it was before. Now it's ready for me to inflate. To inflate, I take the inflator, I put it in here, push down, and turn to the right. Now it's set, and I can go ahead and start inflating it. This board will take me about 100 pumps total to inflate. And this is just a single one-stage inflation pump. It's not a double pump. But you can see, the board's already starting to inflate. Now, when I inflate, as you can see, while I'm pumping, I don't use my arms a lot. I try to use my back and my legs. So if you notice, I'm trying to keep my arms loose. I'm not just going like this. I'm using my whole body for the most part, and I'm also trying to use my weight, like use the weight of your back when you go down. Another thing I like to do if I'm doing a workout, I'll do tricep style. Almost here. I'm going to go sit down paddleboarding. You see, you can take a break. There's a one-way valve and the air doesn't come rushing out. So I'm going to look on my pump. There's a gauge. And I want this gauge to read 5 psi because I'm just going to paddle sitting down. So I only have a few more pumps here. Yay! I have 5 psi. So I'm going to detach this by twisting and pulling it, okay? See, there you go. And since I made sure to twist that little knob, I'm all set. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this little keeper on, and now I have to do one more important thing. The back end of this board's looking pretty naked. I've grabbed my fin out of the bag. So to put this on, and turn the paddleboard onto its side, get the leash out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. I've got my little keeper. I'm going to put it down. The point goes to the back of the board. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slide my fin in. And I'm going to take my little keeper, flat side down. I'm going to put it right through that hole until it clicks. There's a little button thing that pops up on the other side. Now it's all ready to go. Now I'm going to show you how I deflate my board. I just got out of the water, brought my paddle board up. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the fin. If there's other fins, they all usually apply the same method. I'm going to push in the little button on my keeper and shove that down. It just slides right out of that hole. I'm going to knock this to get my fin off. I'm going to put my fin in my bag. Then, next, I'm going to undo the cover and I'm going to push down and twist this little knob so that it will deflate. So watch, I do it quickly. Push down. Now, see, I've got it locked open. So now all the air will go out of the board. Oftentimes they give you a little tool to do it, but I've never found that I needed the tool. The next thing I like to do, so I've just gotten out of the water. The next thing I like to do is to get all the air out of my board. If I'm on something soft, I'll lay on my board and let all the air out. Starting at the nose end, not that, we're going to roll the board up. Gets a little full, I'll lay down on it again. I try to brush it off, make sure that it's dry before I store it in my bag. That way it lasts for a long time. And you can see, I've left this open, and I'm actually going to leave the cap off too. Then I wrap the leash around and bring my bag back. Make sure my fin is in the bag. Paddleboard. Want to make sure your pump is also in your bag. And when you do that, I make sure this is not getting pressed too hard. There we go. That way. Now I have my pump. I am all ready to go. To deflate and lock the valve open for deflation, you push down and to the left, counterclockwise. And you can see it's down, it stays down. Okay?